my uncle was, but he had died, you feel what I'm saying? So after that, it was just us, my mama and my brothers. And I ain't really express myself to nobody. I don't do that. I use music to express myself.
Before Yungeen Ace would break into the mainstream of hip hop thanks to his hit singles like Go to War, Pain, and Who I Smoke.
We're gonna get these Youngin gang up. Especially this motherfucker Ace right here. We don't really care about the rest of them, but we want them too, but we want this motherfucker right here.
Before Yungeen Ace would find himself in the middle of a tragic shooting that would claim the lives of his younger brother and his 2 friends.
I blew at the red light. One of them hit my hand right here. My blood brother was behind me, and my brother 4 was on the side of him. I blink out. I even forget my little brother behind me, by here, 23 screaming on the side of me, and like shield him, like from getting hit.
Before Yungeen Ace would have over 1 million subscribers on YouTube, 709,000 followers on Twitter, and nearly 3 million followers on Instagram at the time of this recording. Only 3 years removed from dropping his breakthrough album, Life of Betrayal, Florida rapper Yungeen Ace is ready to release his follow-up to that project, Life of Betrayal ×2. Pair that with his viral and controversial hit single, Who I Smoke, which has already earned nearly 30 million views on YouTube, and it seems like Yungeen Ace is finally ready to take over the hip-hop game once and for all.
Pressure on the ops, they can't come outside. I'm trying to take like 10 of yours, you take one of mine. Trying to focus on the M's and murder on my mind.
It's a remarkable turnaround for the young man who nearly died only a few years ago after getting caught in the middle of a deadly drive-by that took the lives of his closest friends and younger brother. Ever since that moment, Ace doubled down on his rap career and knew that he had to accomplish his goals in memory of his fallen day ones. He told Billboard, "I keep my eyes on the prize and know my brothers are with me at all times. This has been our dream since we were little, and I have to do this for us." But what bitter feud placed Ace in the middle of these crosshairs in the first place? And what does it have to do with his hit single, Who I Smoke? Stay tuned for this newest episode of Before They Were Famous to find out. What's going on, everybody? I'm your boy, Clyde Smith. Recent drops in this series have included looks at Santana Dave and ESTG. And since this show works off a request, please don't forget to leave us some comments with who you want to see next. And I'll see you guys after the intro. Yungeen Ace was born Keyanta Bullard on February 12, 1998 in East Chicago, Indiana. Despite being born in the Hoosier State, Ace and his family would move to Jacksonville, Florida when he was only 4 years old. As one of 7 children, his family would struggle to pay their bills and would continue to move around Jacksonville from house to house, looking for a permanent home.
We never had nothing. I got 7 brothers on my mama's side. And like, we grew up with no daddy. My dad was doing 15 years in prison. My other brothers' daddy, their daddy was in prison too. Plenty nights when we eat. Plenty nights when he sleep.
Ace's biggest role model in his life up until this point was his uncle, due to the fact that his father was seldom around after earning a prison sentence that would see him locked away for 15 years. So Ace's uncle stepped up to become the man in the house. Unfortunately, when Ace was only 14 years old, his uncle passed away, and this loss left his young nephew devastated. He told Passion Wise, "When my uncle left, everything left. All the holidays left, all the birthdays left. I don't care about any of that stuff. It's not the same anymore." With his uncle now out of his life, Ace no longer felt like he had an outlet to vent his frustrations with the world. So instead of turning to someone else, he began to create music as his way to cope instead. Inspired by acts that he used to love as a kid like Lil Boozy, Rich Homie Quan, and Future, he created his first song at 13, a track titled Stop Stalking Me.
Right here on this bench, actually, right here, I made my first song. It was called Stop Stalking Me. I was young, I think I was like 13, 14 years old. I was right here on this bench right here.
Ace knew that if he wanted to make a real go at becoming a hip-hop legend, then he needed to start moving in the right circles. So he began hanging around a local crew known as the Youngin Gang, founded by members Flip the Youngin and Trigger Romo. It took some convincing on his part, but once Ace got better as a rapper, he earned his place in their group. And that's where he also got his nickname Yungeen Ace. Youngin because of the name of the crew, and Ace because another uncle of his that used to call him Ace after the character of the same name from the movie Paid in Full.
My uncle named me off that Paid in Full movie. You ever seen Paid in Full? Yeah, he had named me out that.
Now that he was crewed up, Ace got to work on his music career while also working a day job at Steak and Shake for about a year, but just as his single Go to War was going viral on YouTube, Ace found himself sentenced to a year in prison, which really put a damper on things.
When I went to jail, it was already at $500,000. I mean, soon as I got out, I was already like planned already. I already knew I was gonna do that. That's why I made that video. That's why we all made that. That's what everybody wanna hear. They wanna hear that turn up. Everybody wanna hear something that they could play that in the club, you feel what I'm saying?
Following that, his career was on hold. But once Ace was released in February of 2018, he dropped the single All In, which cemented his dedication to the craft and would become so popular it would earn him a record contract with Cinematic Music Group. Next, his first full-length project, Life of Betrayal, dropped in August of 2018, only 2 months after Ace nearly lost his life in a vicious shooting. So here's the thing about Jacksonville. The drama between two rival factions known as ATK and the KTA has turned extremely deadly. Now Ace, he's more or less the primary figurehead of ATK, and on the opposite side of things, KTA is spearheaded by rapper Foolio. Both these groups have it out for one another, despite the fact that neither Ace nor Foolio have ever met each other personally.
I don't know him. Like, I never seen him man before. I don't even know. I never seen none of these people before. It's like I say, people see bad. They want this to see the bad, bro.
In May of 2017, the beef between these two factions turned deadly with the killing of Foolio's cousin, Zion Brown.
18-year-old Zion Brown was the only adult in the home, along with 2 teens, a 9-year-old and a 6-year-old boy. Today, police said DeAndre Thomas was the shooter. They charged him with murder.
Only a little over a year later, in June of 2019, Ace would find himself a retaliatory target when he was attacked at a local shopping center.
I'm thinking I got shot in like my legs or some shit. But I got shot in my butt like 6 times. Ambulance came 1 truck. It's 4 of us, but that's how that went. We all went to the hospital.
This is the event that would claim the life of his 2 friends and one of his younger brothers. But Ace did manage to survive the attack with 8 gunshot wounds. In something not short of a miracle, Ace would be released from the hospital under his own power less than 24 hours later. I mean, geez, 8 bullet wounds? This guy sounds like a modern day 50 Cent. But soon after, he would reflect on the killing of some of his closest friends with what would turn into his biggest single to date, Pain. The following year, Ace teamed up with the likes of his idol, Boozy Badass, as well as Lil Durk for his next album, Step Harder. In 2020, he followed that up with the Don Dada mixtape. Then, he dipped his toes back into the ATK and KTA feud by dropping the viral track, Who I Smoke, which goes into detail over the KTA members that have found themselves in an early grave. By sampling Vanessa Carlton's pop sensation 1,000 Miles as part of the track, Who I Smoke became a mainstream success, despite the fact that its roots are heavily steeped in violence. The resulting controversy is probably why the single has gone on to become such a massive success with over 29 million views and counting on YouTube alone. And of course, on the opposite side of things, Foolio wasn't willing to take this diss track lying down, and he eventually posted his own rebuttal, When I See You, which did the same thing as Who I Smoke, but from the opposite side of things. After making his point with Who I Smoke, it seems like Yungeen Ace is finally ready to stop allowing his past tragedies to dictate his future. He's moved on from Who I Smoke and is ready to release his newest creation upon the world, his follow-up to his next project, Life of Betrayal x2. He recently told Billboard, I knew this was the year to smash the gas when it came to music, and I couldn't stop. I say that because sometimes I feel like I'm overlooked despite what I'm doing. So I have to keep my foot on everyone's neck and not letting you guys have a chance to breathe. As for whether this project will live up to the lofty heights of its predecessor, or if Ace really has put his feud with Foolio and KTA on the cooler, well, that's a story for another time. After all, this is before they were famous. Please be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comments down below and follow us on the gram @BeforeTheyWereFamous to vote on what's next, and I'll catch you guys in another video.